Cassandra Terry Morning Show. Cassandra Terry, the mindset coach and founder of Manifesting Miracle Makers, rounded up her LinkedIn family once again. First, we've got Brian Smart, Mr. Content and Dadpreneur. He's striking the perfect balance between raising his youngest daughter and creating masterful content. Next, meet Denise Annalise Spiller, the gig expert and relentless traveler and writer. She turns every gig into an adventure. Then there's Jay Pasquale, the storytelling strategist, a poet and voiceover artist. He's weaving tales that'll make you think, laugh, and maybe even change your perspective. Get ready for a show filled with wisdom, inspiration, and the magic of family. Let's welcome Cassandra Terry and the rest of the fam.
Hello. Welcome to the Cassandra Terry Morning Show. It is Thankful Thursday, and we are so grateful to have each and every one of you with us. We hope that you have gratitude on your mind, gratitude in your heart, and we hope that you fill up our comments today with exactly that, the things that you are grateful for. So that's the call to action today, guys. As you're joining, and I see you guys already coming online, welcome. As you arrive, start to immediately think, what am I grateful for right now in this moment? And start to drop that gratefulness in the comments. Let's start a gratitude chain all over social media. It's full of all kind of gunk, right? What bad things have happened in the world? Who's done something to who pushed what coach? All the craziness is all over the place, but we can neutralize that. We might not be able to change what's happening around us, but we can certainly change what we focus on and what we bring to any and every experience. And today is all about gratitude. So start filling those comments up. Let us know what you are grateful for. I will start. I'm grateful for you, Dr. New. I see you here. You said good morning, everyone. Conchita, definitely grateful for you as well. Greetings on this Thankful Thursday. Grateful for another amazing day. Dr. New say good morning, Cassandra, Jay, and Denise. And she said she hopes you're feeling better, Jay. And there's my mom, Aromatic Visions, LLC is her natural candle business. She does candles and scented oils and room sprays and all that magnificent stuff. So to walk into her house is to walk into a little slice of aromatic heaven. It smells wonderful all the time. So glad to have you with us, Mom. Tanya, I see you here as well. Morning, happy Thursday from her as well. Same back to all of you guys. Grand rising to everyone. Blessings, whatever part of the day that you are in. We know we draw people from all over the world. So for some of you, it's just like us. You're getting your day started. So we say grand risings. Some of you are in the midst of your day or maybe even turning it down. It's time to start to prepare to go to bed. We are grateful for each and every one of you. Kia Sellers is first to drop what she's grateful for. Welcome, Kia, and thank you for that. She says, I'm grateful for waking up today, for personal growth, change, and actively being able to pursue dreams. Love that. Love it. Aromatic Visions, which is my mom, Joanne, she said, grateful for awakening this morning. My grateful list is very long. And Kia said, happy Thursday, everyone. So y'all keep the gratitude coming. It not only helps us, but it helps you. You know, it gives you the opportunity to just put it out there. It brings it to your consciousness, the things that are working, the abundance in your life, the things that are going well. When you focus on those things, you draw more of that to you. So gratitude is not just a way of being, a way of showing up, a mindset. It's also a tool. It's a tool to help you focus your energy and draw to you more of what you would like to have versus focusing on what you don't have and actually experiencing more of that. So it's a tool as well as everything else that we've talked about so far. Let me make sure I've acknowledged everyone. Dr. New says, I'm grateful of having this wonderful platform at LinkedIn that connects us together. I'm grateful for being present here together to make a positive impact to our world. Sean Michael says, "Good morning, beautiful people. Right back to you." I'm with you, Dr. New. I am grateful for because everything we have the ability to impact one way or another. We can get into all the gossip and all the crazy and all the bad things that are going on in the world. We can share that. We can make that our focus. That can be our conversation. And all we're doing is generating more energy around that. But when we take a moment and we decide that we're going to fill up with what we're grateful for, we're going to compliment someone, we're going to look at a situation that may look really grim and decide that we're going to find some light in it. Where there's dark, light penetrates darkness, not the other way around. So if you can just find a pinhole of light to bring into any situation, you've made the world a better place. The headlines are so intriguing to everybody. All the yuck that's going on in the world, people get excited about and pass it all around. What if we were the same way about the beautiful things? What if we were the same way about things that people have accomplished and things that are positive and uplifting? What if we shared that and talked about that and put our focus and energy into those things as much as we do the gunk? That's all I'm going to call it today. Just the gunk that's going on in the world. The headlines are nuts. But I can step back and I can see, one, anytime someone has had a downfall, it becomes the fodder of the day and it's the news and it's spread around everywhere. I immediately can typically see myself in that person's shoes because we all fall short. We all make mistakes, right? And we just happen to not be so public that our mistakes are headline news, but we've made them anyway. And when we decide to realize that and take a look at ourselves instead of being so focused on what this celebrity or that celebrity has going on or not going on, then we become more compassionate. We become more empathetic. And we also can see areas of our lives where we can improve. I've been looking at, I've been seeing these headlines of a lot of the spiritual leaders in the world and how they all are just, not all of them, but the ones that are in the headlines right now have all these issues in their personal lives, and they're being called out for being less than who they present themselves to be and all this kind of stuff. And it is just, it's news and exciting for some people. And to me, it's so sad. It's so sad to see anybody fall, for one, no matter who you are. But the other side of it that's so interesting to me is I think we're all culpable. I do. I think the person may have been the one that has fallen short. The person may be the one that has the spotlight on them right now because of whatever they were caught doing, whatever the situation would be. But they wouldn't even be a person of interest if we didn't build them up to be so big in the first place. So we build these people up. We give them all of our time, our energy. We applaud for them. We buy everything that they put out. And then as soon as the curtain is pulled back and we see the wizard behind the curtain, then all of a sudden we're on the other side of things. I knew they weren't this, and ooh, did you see that? And ooh, we made them that big in the first place. Those people are no different than you and I. They're just people. And they have a mission. Whether they meet it or not, they have a mission. And something they said, or the way they said it, or how they look, how they present themselves, something caught the attention of the masses. And we build them up and we build them up and we build them up. And then boom, the curtain call. And then a lot of us enjoy that whole process. I don't at all, because it happens to us on a smaller scale all the time, right? It could be your career, it could be, a relationship, it could be whatever. Somebody's looking at you, and with social media, it's even bigger. It used to be, I used to be really fearful about being public because I know that I have just as many warts as I have smooth places. I know that 100%. You know, I used to laugh all the time. I'll never run for president because I don't want all my stuff splashed all over the world, because I've lived a full life. I've made good decisions, I've made bad decisions. Yet here I am. And I'm grateful for all of those experiences. I'm different now, but there was a time where I would never turn on a camera and talk about me or try to have any type of, audience, because I was so afraid that I would present myself in a way that was more than what was real. Or it would appear that to people, and the rug would be pulled out from under me one day and I would fall. Right. Well, I don't have a rug. I could fall. We can all fall. But I'm really clear about the fact that I've made good decisions and I've made bad decisions. And that all of those decisions have culminated to me becoming the Cassandra that you guys meet today, right? And the Cassandra that you guys meet today has good days, bad days, in between days, just like everybody else. And I love talking about that stuff because I want everybody to understand that, there's nobody that really deserves to be on these pedestals that we put people up on. They may have a great message that we receive. And I was talking to somebody about this the other day. The problem that how we contribute to the problem is that we fall in love with the messenger instead of the message. The message, especially if it's given from above, if that person is being used as a vessel, and if you look back at the Bible, 99% of the people that were used were very flawed, had huge issues, and had to go through some transformations, and their name changed. Jay talked about that yesterday. Paul, one of the biggest people in the Bible, wrote so much of it, persecuted Christians at one point before he took that trip. Right on the road to Damascus, he met a man, and that meeting changed who he was. Right. And so we all have our Damascus situations where we're going down one path and then something big happens and we transform. But sometimes in our transformation, we're still reminded all the time of who we were. And that's what happens a lot of times when people put you up on a pedestal. So I'm just saying that it's okay for us to enjoy those great speakers, those great entertainers, great teachers, people who, what they're doing and what they're saying really resonates. It resonates for a reason. There's something that we can get from what it is that they're sharing. But fall in love with the message and not the messenger. If you fall in love with the message still stands, right? Facts are facts. Truth is truth. The word is the word. So even if the vessel itself shatters, the message can still stand. But we get so disappointed or get so caught up in all of that gunk because we put our focus on the wrong thing, building up these people and these personalities and falling in love with the messenger, where it really is the message. That I had a hard time with that as a young person, because there was somebody in my life that I loved, still love dearly. But they really struggled. They struggled with drug abuse. They struggled with quite a few things, and they had a message. They had a message. They had a following back when there was no social media. You could find them preaching at times, and then you could find them really, really down on their luck and in what they were experiencing. They could go from one extreme to the other over time. And as a young person, I just couldn't understand that. But because of their title and because of their role in my life, they were on a pedestal. So when they didn't meet the expectations that I had set for them because of their role and because of their title, then I was just blown away. I was just so upset. I was destroyed whenever they quote unquote fail. But in our falling is where our learning is where our growth can be. It's where, if we're honest and we really walk the walk, we can really help people, because everybody falls. Everybody struggles with something. And in our talking through those things is how we can help one another. And that's what I love so much about the fam. We just show up as we are, talk about our stuff, share what comes through, and hope, you know, that it resonates with somebody. And sometimes our falling or our misgivings or some of the difficulties that we've had in life or some of the epiphanies, some of the things that we've learned, this whole platform is about sharing that information in hopes of inspiring somebody else and building each other up. So I'm grateful to have that platform. I'm grateful that you guys come through and you share and you drop the gems that you do. I am extremely grateful for that today. Sometimes because this is how I start my day, sets the tone. You guys have no idea the tone that you set for me sometimes to help me get through all the stuff I have to do all day long. It starts with y'all. I wake up in the morning, I think about what I'm grateful for. I get up, do the spit and polish and get myself ready. And then here we are, bright and early in the morning, sharing our lives and sometimes intimate details of who we are. And it absolutely blesses my entire existence. And so I am extremely grateful for this platform and each one of you. I see quite a few comments coming in. I haven't even shared the quote yet. I don't know what soapbox I jumped on this morning. Let's see. Oh, goodness, there are lots of comments. All right, so Sean, no, Dr. New, grateful for you and love you all. We love you right back, Dr. New. Love what you're doing and the positivity that you bring into these different spaces and different rooms. Definitely grateful for you. Sean Michael says, I'm grateful for new connections and friends. We are grateful for you, Sean, for showing up, for being so positive, for dropping your gems on a regular basis. And I see you popping in from different places, you know, different platforms you help us show up on. So definitely grateful for that. Lisa says, good morning, fam. Looking forward to today's gems. Thank you, Lisa. And Alisa is another one. Lisa is on a mission to educate us as women about our health as we transition and start to deal with menopause and all the different hormonal and adjustments that come from that. She is educating day after day and even helping us to educate our doctors. And so, Lisa, you are a gem and your mission is amazing and it's necessary. So thank you for you. Conchita says, I echo Dr. New's sentiments. This is one of the most authentic audio rooms on LinkedIn. Thanks for all the good energy. Well, thank you for that. That's wonderful for you to say. I'm so glad that you are experiencing us that way. And just realize, Conchita, that on a daily basis, you contribute to this. You contribute to the space, you contribute to the energy, you contribute to the positivity by showing up and declaring an amazing day in and day out. And we're grateful for that. Brian, Dr. New, it says, good morning to you. Kia says, I'm an aspiring actress, and one of my biggest things is humanity. I don't think I have to accept imperfect people telling me I'm imperfect. I love that. I mean, it's as if that's some sort of a revelation. We are all imperfect. So, yes, if somebody's telling you that, are they the pot or are they the kettle? Because we are all imperfect people. Sonia says, good morning, fam. Kia said, we won't agree with anybody 100% ever. It definitely does. And it's not fun. That's still my fear too, but not being ashamed of what built you to the person that you are. Absolutely. Every experience, good, bad, indifferent, whatever, however you would categorize it. If you change anything, Kia, you change everything. Every experience, the ones that if you were writing the story completely yourself, those chapters you wouldn't have written, those chapters are impactful in developing you into the Kia that you are today. So all the things that we're excited about, all the things that we would have rather not have had to lead to, they all come together and form who we are at this moment. So all of our experiences bring us something. We just have to decide to focus on and learn from those experiences. What's the lesson in it? Focus on the lesson more than we focus on the difficulty. And when you do that, no experience is wasted. Tanya says this is so valid. My mom says, exactly, say that, daughter. All glory belongs to God. Come on, Cassandra K. Terry. Oh, Lord, she called me by my government name, y'all. Sean Michael says, as one who has fallen far in the past, which was fuel to make changes in my life and prepare me to empower others. However, it's hard since many aren't willing to forgive. And you know what, Sean? You're right. Many aren't. But all we can do is our part, right? We have no control. We talked about that circle the other day, the things that are within our control, that are in the circle, and the things that are outside of our control. What's within our control is how we respond and how we treat other people. When we find ourselves in a situation where we've done something that has harmed somebody, intentionally or not, and we apologize, that's within our control. On the outside of that circle is their response and whether or not they receive it. It is completely outside of our control. So allow your soul to rest when you do your part. And then you pray, you whatever your responses are, you wish them well and you release that situation because you have done all it is that you can do. And so, sometimes we're going to be forgiven, sometimes we're not. And that's the thing about relationship. We're not in them by ourselves and we don't have any control over the other folks that are in it. But if you have made amends, then let it go because those things become shackles that hold us in place and keep us from moving forward if we don't forgive ourselves and release ourselves from that situation once we've made amends. Now that lives with the other person and they've got to decide what they're going to do with it. You've done all that you can do. Kia says, anybody that pushes through life and wants to be better. That's why I offer a lot of grace to people. Life is beautiful, but not easy. Ooh, you said a mouthful there. It is absolutely beautiful and it absolutely is not easy, right? And sometimes it's not easy to find the beauty in it. But what I know without a shadow of a doubt is that it's there. The beauty is there. Sometimes I have to work a little bit harder to see it, but it's work that's worth it. It's work well spent so that you live a life that's positive, that's empowered, that you remain in control and know that you can get through whatever it is that's making life a little bit difficult at the moment. Conchita says, come on, Cassandra, you are preaching today, speaking powerful truths. Thank you, ma'am. And Kim said, thank you guys. Sorry, late this morning. Hope you enjoyed Valentine's Day. I hope you did as well. Sean said, that burden has been part of my limiting beliefs. You wrote that in the past tense, Sean. That burden has been part of my limiting beliefs. And my prayer for you is that that is the case, that it is in the past, that you've let that go, that you have made the amends, you've done your part. And once you've done your part, you have to forgive yourself. Make sure that you've taken that step and that you've forgiven yourself so that you are able to release whatever it is that's limiting you. And then once you've done that, you go on to live the beautiful life that you've been gifted with because you can't control how the other folks are going to accept or not accept, believe or not believe, behave, whatever. That's completely outside of your control. As long as you've done what you believe that Sean should do, forgive yourself and move forward. Sean says, amen, grace and mercy for all. I guess I should share the quote. I'm out of pocket this morning. I'm just kind of going with the flow. So our I think it'll resonate just based on the conversation we've had so far. And Denise, after I read the quote, I'll come to you. Gratitude doesn't change the scenery. It merely washes clean the glass that you look through so that you can clearly see the colors. And that's from a motivational author, Richelle E. Goodrich. So yes, it does. Sometimes our circumstances don't change. Sometimes we are in the thick of it. The gunk is where we are for a moment, right? But it is for a moment. As long as we keep moving forward, we will get through whatever it is that we're going through. Ask me how I know? Because we've gotten through everything that's happened up to this point. Everything that life has thrown at you, every situation that has arisen, whatever has come up, you've gotten to the other side to this point. And if we remember that and allow that to encourage us, then we remember that we're able to do the hard stuff. We're able to keep moving forward. We're able to have the life that we desire. We are not victims of our circumstances or our emotions. We can get through whatever comes up if we just keep moving forward. So the scenery may not change for a while. If it's winter, right? And as much as you want to see that bud, as much as you can't wait for spring, and when you're in a winter season, you are in a winter season. But can you look out and see the snow falling and how peaceful it is? Can you see kids outside playing and making snowballs? And there is positive even in the winter, right? For me, I live in Texas. We don't get 4 seasons. We get one and a quarter, maybe. Most of the times it's fairly warm. So for me, I get excited about winter because I get to pull out the sweaters and the coats and the boots and the things that I typically don't get a chance to wear because we have such a short season. So I could be frustrated by the cold, the rain, the wind, the this and the that, but I decide that I'm going to make the best out of it, and it'll become about the things that I don't typically get a chance to wear. Positive spin on it, looking for the gift in it. We can all do it. Yes, it's cold. Yes, you may have to shovel the snow, but tell yourself, in shoveling the snow, I'm getting stronger, right? In shoveling the snow, I'm working these muscles that otherwise don't get enough exercise. You can find it if you decide to look for it. Does it mean that it's not cold? Does it mean that it's not winter? Does it mean that you're not having to move a lot slower because things are a little bit more dangerous? No, we don't deny reality. We find what's positive, what's loving, what's giving the gift in that reality. It's not about pretending. It's not about putting on rose colored glasses and pretending that everything's okay. It's finding what you're grateful for in whatever circumstance you find yourself. And gratitude, so it won't change the scenery all the time, but it'll wash your lenses clean so that you can see the magic, you can see the beauty, you can see the colors in whatever that scenery is. All right, let me see. A couple more comments came in, I believe. Sharia, which I know I always mess up your name, says, hello, all respected. Good day. Emmanuel says, happy Thursday to everyone. Same to you, Emmanuel. I'm not sure if it's Shay or Shy. Says, good morning. Grand Rising. So happy to have you with us. Sean Michael says, perfectly imperfect. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Kim said, keeping it real. That's what I love as well. Kia Seller says, I'm grateful for you too. You all have been a big part of my daily growth. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. It means the world. It does. It absolutely means the world to us to know that we've had some positive impact on anybody. So we are so grateful when you guys share. Um, couldn't agree more, Cassandra. Terry, we put celebrities on these pedestals, and when they make mistakes, we want to cancel them forever. We forget that these people are human beings first, and as humans, we are inherently flawed, and we will always make mistakes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Put yourself in that person's shoes for a moment, just for a moment, and allow that to increase your compassion. And you'll see whatever the situation is a little bit differently. There's nothing like personalizing something to help us get a different point of view. Let's see. I think we got everybody. Lisa says, appreciate the kind words, Cassandra. Supporting women with their health concerns is my God given purpose. I appreciate the fam for the positivity you all bring every day. It is so clear, Lisa, that that's your God given purpose. And that's where all that passion comes from. And why you're able to show up despite what's going on in your own life, you show up consistently and bring those lessons. And that's what finding your purpose will do for you. It'll give you the strength when other people say, I just don't know how you do it. And in the grand scheme of things, we're probably thinking, I don't know how I do it either, but I'm here I'm operating in my power, my strength, my purpose, and it gives me what I need to keep moving forward. There's nothing more wonderful than for me than that experience. Let's see, Sean. Cassandra, much love. Thanks for your spirit and love. Same to you, Sean. Right back at you. Sharia says, I believe people and things will stay no matter what if they are meant to. Exactly. Exactly. Ashari also said, beautiful. We have come so far. I agree, Cassandra Terry, ma'am. Kia says, optimism. Aroma. Aromatic vision says, teach Cassandra. Sean says, yes, I have forgiven myself, released, and rising and sharing. I'll actually be letting the cat out of the bag on February 24th. I'll be speaking live, shattered to soaring, rebuilding my life and empowering others. Sean, is that a LinkedIn live or what type of event is that? And feel free to drop the link to it so we can learn more about it. Let's see. Asharia says gratitude is bliss to acknowledge in life, and aromatic vision said, "Come on, Jay," and she got the eyes on you. You know that's Mama Jay. Jay, that's my mom. Oh goodness, I think I caught all the comments. If I missed anybody, there's quite a few coming in. So if I missed anybody, I apologize. You can always redrop it if I missed it, and keep those gratitude comments coming wherever you're joining us from. We want to share gratitude all over all the platforms, over all social media. Asharia says, Sean Michael, congratulations. All right, Denise, stop me. Jump in here.
Man, good morning, grand awakening, grand rising. Those
Grand
comments are
awakening, sis.
blessing me this morning. Congratulations. I think it was Sean and then Mama J, Kia, Lisa, all you guys. We're talking about what we're grateful for. I'm always grateful for the comments. And then I try to go back sometimes because there's so many. And then I know sometimes you really have to glaze over them for the sake of time. I can't always find them. So, quick question: Are those comments coming in on LinkedIn, or is it a different platform? They're not always in the same place, right?
So today we have comments from LinkedIn, Facebook. I think those are primarily, just scrolling backwards. I don't see YouTube today. Yeah, it's LinkedIn and Facebook.
Okay. Okay, that might be why I don't think I've gone back to Facebook. So I'll do that this morning. Would love to I would love to have a link or an email or something for them candles. Mama J would love to take some oils and candles back with me to fill my space with some of those scents. And anybody else that has a link to, I know an event is coming out. Did he say struggling to soaring? So sorry, I'm way off because the comments got like, he dropping stuff in there. But okay, so grateful to be here this morning. I'm so thankful to be a part of this platform. It is an understatement to say what this platform has done for me on a personal level, in my personal walk, in my spirit life, in my relationship with God, in my prayer life. Like is an understatement. I could keep going just on that alone. So for the sake of time, though, I'm gonna stop there and say yesterday, I've been back in the States since Sunday. Um, I am not struggling to stay healthy. What I'm doing is just being challenged by the weather changes. So one minute my voice will be good, and the next minute I sound like Jay the Frog. Anyway, had to throw that in there because Jay, Jay is struggling with his voice. Just teasing you, brother. But I'm doing that this morning. I'm on the teas and the cough drops. So y'all take care of yourself. It's just a challenge. So it's raining here in California, and I went out last night for the first time. They were like, "Oh, you leaving the house?" Because there was a first playoff game. My daughter's team, she's an intern coach at a high school in California, and we got this wonderful news that they're going to offer her an actual paid coaching position for next year. So we're just excited, and she's graduating in May. So all these wonderful things are happening because I've been traveling. I haven't had a chance to go to a game, right? So I get bundled up last night, man. It started raining. I was like, oh Lord, have mercy, save me, because the rain coming down cold. It ain't that tropical rain. I had on a hat, a scarf, the whole nine, right? We get into this game, and I was telling the fam before the show started, these girls put a spanking on that other team. I felt bad for the other team because my daughter's team was just on point last night. And I was watching her, and I was videotaping her, me experiencing her first as a coach. And just, I was so proud, I was so grateful. And what I noticed that I was especially grateful for was, y'all know how a playoff game get heated, man. You know, there'd be some bumps and some bruises. Sometimes people throw an elbow or whatever. The players get really intense. My daughter was the coach. They have four coaches. She was the coach that was standing up and pulling the player off to the side and getting the attitude right. She was the one that said, that's what you're not going to do, you know, and either taking them out or kind of sending them back in with that adjustment. Like, no, we're going to keep it. We're going to keep the attitude right. You're going to play with good sportsmanship. That's like her role, and it just made me so proud. I was kind of emotional. I was like, look at her, like, because that's a strong characteristic for herself. She always keeps herself in check. When she gets upset, she thinks before she speaks. When she gets angry, she will shut down before she goes off, because she knows you cannot pull those words back. They can be a weapon or they can be a blessing. And I was so proud to see that characteristic just all throughout her life. That's been part of her personality. She's never been the kind of person to just whip off some words, then later on be like, oh, so sorry, I was angry. So that was one thing. And then this thing happened. I don't know what it is with my family. There's a lot of emotions flying. And I hit a moment where I just felt my feelings got hurt by some things that were done and said. And I was really upset at one point. And I said, no, what's going on with me, Lord? Like, I was all over the place. I almost felt like crying. And I said, no, don't be offended. It seemed intentional, but you need to check yourself. And I guess while I was doing that, somebody noticed and was like, you good? I said, oh, I'm good. I'm just tired. I decided to press it down, talk to God about it, and just try to have a good night. And when I got home last night, I was like, I don't know what's going on with you. You're all over the place. And I woke up this morning and I was like, I don't even know why you were even slightly trying to get offended by that. But I was grateful for the ability to talk myself out of being offended by some little thing that maybe the enemy is throwing in there as a wrench just to mess with me and my family. Who knows? But the fact that it was a negative emotion rising up at a time when I'm having such a wonderful time with my family, I have a short time here this particular time around. I was able to talk myself out of this silly thing that I thought was going on inside of myself. I don't know if that makes sense, but I was like, stop. It was almost like the little child in me wanted to get her feelings hurt while the adult is trying to have a good time. And I was able to just talk myself out of it. I don't know if the way I expressed it just made sense, but it's Thankful Thursday. And I was just so grateful to, I guess, say, be an adult and not get my feelings hurt over something so silly, and just talk to God about it and say, what's going on with me? Maybe I'm tired. Maybe the person didn't mean to say what they said the way they said it, but talk myself out of that and just have a wonderful time with my family and not sit in any ill feelings or wake up with any ill feelings or even have to have a conversation about it. The person I can control, and I keep saying this, I keep reminding myself, is Denise. So, Denise, who are you trying to be today, tomorrow, to keep growing up? Because at any age, we always can just hit that spot where we're feeling kind of hurt, overly sensitive. Who knows? And how are we going to walk through that? So it's really a simple thing for me today. It's just like when I laid down last night, I had this prayer and this moment of so much gratefulness, so much joy, and was so fulfilled to say, Lord, thank you for such a time as this, that I can just be in a moment of appreciating that every moment is not going to be perfect, but I can approach it with an attitude of gratefulness and count it all joy, even though every moment wasn't perfect. So I hope that made sense. I feel like it might have not made sense, but thank y'all so much for the platform. I wanted to thank y'all for them comments. Those comments are blessing me this morning, and just like kind of struggling to stay through this rainy weather. We have a rainstorm here, so I appreciate being here and appreciate being blessed by the energy in this room. The energy on this platform is really blessing me. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. And I think your daughter is just, it was something about the first time I heard her voice, you guys interacting when we were on a phone call one day. And there was just an instant connection. I've never laid eyes on her, never had a full conversation with her, but there is an energy about that young lady that I'm just looking forward to watching her spread her wings, because she is going to do wonderful things. And those traits that you were talking about, man, what kind of world this would be if we can duplicate that, if we can all get some of that pause before I respond, so that I make sure that I'm protecting the relationship. I'm showing up as the best version of myself. Because you're right, words are huge, and we can be so just the word I'm looking for. We're just not careful enough with our words. We just let them fly, and I'm and sometimes it's because we're reacting. We're in a reactionary mode, but they can be, you said, a weapon or a blessing, and you just have to decide. Just like we talked about, are you a crab? What was it, a crab or a ant? It's that same sort of thing. Am I going to use my words? Am I going to use my how I show up in this situation as a blessing or as a weapon? And the more, some people have the ability, we laugh about it in my family, but it's true. And we probably should take it a little bit more seriously. But we have the ability to just gut you with our words. Talk about having the ability to weaponize, our words. When I think about, it's nature versus nurture in everything that we do. And it's probably because we've seen it. So we've picked up the ability. It's not in the DNA. It's not that simple. It's not a nature thing. It's a nurture thing. So we can learn to use our words to be more kind, to be more uplifting. We use the fact that we're delivering a message as an excuse to we instead of handing it to you in a way that you can receive it, in a way that's uplifting. Sometimes in my family, you just get shotgun, boom, big hole, hard to repair. The message may have been good, but you didn't have to shoot me with it. It's not necessary, and I can't receive it because I'm wounded now. So now I'm attending to my wound instead of taking in this good message, this learning that you were trying to give me. And we have to be mindful of things like that. And I know I have mastered my language, people. The delivery, the tone, the whatever. I only speak one, and I speak it well. I understand the nuances. And if I'm not careful, especially in tone, sometimes it's not what I say, it's how I say it. And if you're up close and personal, you know this better than the folks who just see me on the glass. But I have to be mindful of my delivery, because my delivery can inflict pain. Doesn't matter that the message was good if I wounded you in delivering it. And that's one of the things I think, and just in my family in general, we miss that sometimes. We're so self-righteous in giving our message and making sure that it's heard and getting our point across, that we don't look back to see the wake, the bodies we've left in the wake. If you've beaten me down, then what am I going to do with all this great message that you delivered, all this great information? So be mindful, and that trait in your daughter is going to make her be able to be so much more impactful, because not only will she be able to deliver her message, but others will be able to receive it, right? I heard somebody a long time ago talk about delivery doesn't matter. You can make me, yesterday was Valentine's Day, right? So let's say your significant other grilled you, prepared for you your favorite meal with all the trimmings, did not leave out a thing. Everything that you love to eat was prepared. And then they dumped it on the lid of a trash can and handed it to you. Are you excited about eating that food? Probably not. Even though it's your favorite things, even though time and attention and effort was put into preparing it. If it's delivered to you off the trash can lid from from the side of your house, right? All of a sudden the meal doesn't mean as much. You don't want it. You don't want this good thing that was prepared for you because of how it was delivered. And so we have to be mindful of that too. We said it the other day, and I don't remember exactly how it came out, but it was basically, be careful in our good doings that we're not doing harm along the way. And your daughter is a very beautiful model of that, Denise. And I love to hear how you talk about her, how she talks about you. It's just a beautiful thing. Your voice changes when you talk about her. There's a lightness and a adoration and love and all this goodness. Just you can hear it, you can feel it in your voice every time you talk about her. And I just think that's so awesome. Let's see. Shawn Michael did put a couple of links for you guys. So if you're interested in catching his talk that he'll be doing, the links are there for folks on LinkedIn, so you can grab it. Tanya says the reminder that we are all human, whether society has built us up or not, is also a reminder that we all need grace, support, and patience. All inspiration to rise. Absolutely. If you're down and you're just being beaten, it's just that much harder to get up. But if there's just that one voice, you're gonna be okay. You can get through this. I believe in you. I know it's tough, but you don't have to do it by yourself. I'm right there beside you, and we're gonna get through this. Imagine how different the experience is if the whole world is shunning you, but you got that one voice. Just that one will make such a difference in your experience. My mom said, I'm so very grateful for the Cassandra Terry Morning Show. You guys are such a positive energy being injected into the world that is in such need of positivity. The fam are amazing. God put you all together. Stay together and continue the infusion. Thank you, mommy. Shawn Michael says, preach it, sister. Stephanie, hello. Stephanie said, amen. My mom says, speak, Denise. That's good. I just love you. With a whole bunch of exclamation points and hearts, Denise. So the love is flowing. Stephanie said, amen again. And Asharia said, wow, Denise, ma'am, so beautiful. And she also said, Shawn Michael, rock your show, friend. Kia says, impulsive. Lisa, thank you, Denise, for your shares. Shows the power of living a life in gratitude and having the emotional intelligence to stop and check yourself in the moment. Loved it. My mom, Aromatic Vision, says exactly. It's how you say it. That's good. Delivery does matter. If the delivery is bad, reception is damaged. The ability or desire to listen is basically destroyed. Nailed it. Y'all hear my mama? Y'all hear my mama? She nailed it, didn't she? That's a whole lesson right there. I'm gonna read it again. I'm like Denise, proud of her daughter. I'm having a proud mommy moment. She said exactly. It's how you say it. That's good. Delivery does matter. If the delivery is bad, reception is damaged. That's a great picture. The ability or desire to listen is basically destroyed. Absolutely. Gashay says great. And he put the link again to the new episode of Africa.com. Oh, Jay, she says she thinks you're changing colors. Are you full? Are you ready to share? Is that what's going on, Jay?
I can.
Go for it.
Yeah, well, um, to me, everything I'm hearing is um, it's an attitude of gratitude. And, when you're thankful for things like your daughter or your mom, just like you said, everything about you kind of changes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something to remind ourselves of. You know, let me start off with the Bible verse. Of course, when you think of gratitude, for me, I think to Proverbs or Psalms, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Psalm 108, right? Chapter 108, verse 3. Simple. I will give thanks to you, Lord, among the peoples, and I will sing praises to you among the nations. So when I'm thankful for the blessings that I have, I'm going to shout it to the rooftops. So everything about that changes. I am going to share my gratitude with others. And when you do that, you're not only impacting how you're feeling, but you're impacting others, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just like in the story that Denise shared about her daughter and going to that basketball game, the whole thing was about how wonderful she's doing. Just
Mm-hmm.
the steps she's taking in her adult life and how she's growing as a woman, as a person, and being thankful for all of the things in the past leading up to that moment, like what you were talking about earlier. All of those things that we've experienced are now leading us to this very moment. And
Right.
so all of this, there's all an alignment in what we're trying to say and how we should feel about gratitude. You know, really the Bible verse I just talked about,
Mm-hmm.
it's really focusing on thankfulness and praise as that essential component to your spirituality, your faith. And so through gratitude, people not only acknowledge the blessings they have, but also contribute to the spread of God's love and grace
Mm-hmm.
among all kinds of communities and nations, right? So I think an attitude of gratitude is not only a powerful tool for personal fulfillment and happiness, but also it should act like a magnet for success and blessings. Something you talked about earlier. If you think about it all the time and you speak on it all the time, you're going to attract it all the time. It's like that thing that me and Brian talk about all the time with the Corvette or the Cadillac, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're thinking about it, if you're focusing in on it, this is what you're going to start to see. So if you focus on an attitude of gratitude on the blessings that you currently have, imagine the abundance you're going to receive if you continue to think that way all the time.
Right.
So I just thought I'd share that with everyone.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for your share. Shawn Michael says, I'm grateful for the mistakes I made. That was a lesson I learned in my NLP study that makes all the difference in change. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, Brian, you have patiently waited and heard everything that everyone had to say and all the comments. Love to hear what you'd like to add to the conversation. Are you able to unmute, Brian? He might be having technical difficulties this morning. All right. In the meantime, my mom says, yes, Jay, come on now. Alignment. I'm so thankful for you and all that you share with us. Take care of yourself. Bunches of hearts, bunches of hearts. All right. We're going to give it one more shot. Brian, are you able to unmute? Doesn't look like it. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and wrap for today. It has been a wonderful conversation. Continue to stay in the space of gratitude, guys. As the day unfolds, if you trip on things, if things pop up that get in your way, just give yourself a moment and think about gratitude, what you're grateful for in that moment. It will change your vibration. It'll lift you up. It'll put you in a situation to where you're able to think creatively, think outside the box, figure out how to solve your issues instead of being overwhelmed and overcome by those issues. So glad for each one of you. Linda Purcell Taylor just said good morning. Grateful for you. I am grateful for you as well, Linda. Thank you for joining. We're going to call it a day. We will be back here tomorrow at the same time. Hard to believe it's already Friday again, but it is. And so we will be back tomorrow at 7:15 a.m. Central for Focus Friday. In the meantime, you guys see iwanttosoar.com scrolling across the bottom. Follow that link. It will take you to an assessment where you just fill out a handful of questions. It doesn't take very long, but it gives you some output that will give you a score. And based on that score, you'll see where you fall in terms of our SOAR scale. SOAR is identifying your strengths, overcoming limits, achieving goals, and building a resilient mindset. And all of those things are things that are necessary for you to create the life that you desire. So take the SOAR challenge, start by doing that assessment and seeing where you fall on the SOAR scale. And then you and I can get together for a few minutes and look at the results and have a conversation about how what we've got going on it can be beneficial to you. And then next week is the SOAR challenge itself. We're running it from the 20th through the 24th, an hour a day, diving into each of the letters of SOAR with actionable steps and exercises that you can do to help you not only understand what we're talking about with each one of those letters, but how you can learn that lesson deeper and actually integrate those things into your life. So join us at iwanttosoar.com and we can spend a lot more time together next week, at least 4 additional hours, working our way through SOAR. I look forward to the buzz coming as you guys complete those assessments and we can get on Zoom together and talk about what the outcome means for you. All right. So iwanttosoar.com. With that, we are calling it a day. So grateful for each and every one of you.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Cassandra Terry Morning Show. We hope that you join us tomorrow for another episode. For advertising or sponsorship questions, reach out to Cassandra or any one of the Fam 5 on their LinkedIn profiles. Have a great day, everyone.
My mom says she'll be getting in touch with you, Denise, to give you the link. And Asharia said, thank you for a great show.
I'll be looking forward to it.